VipR versus Cosolix coming up.
Here we go. Looks like, I think they just gave the fist bump. It looks like they're getting ready to go. Now, Cosolix, of course, has been rocking that Scarlet for a while now. Has kind of always been comfort pick, has the lance, has got pretty solid hammer. Now, no one's going to say that, like, Cosolix is the best hammer player in the world or anything like that, but he has the stuff that you need. He has his stomp sayer, he has his, the bread and butters, everything you need to get by, but really it's that lance we're going to be looking for here. Meanwhile, VipR with his guitars has been very impressive for a good chunk of time now.
Yeah, and as you say, is that lance he's looking for here. He's opening up with a hammer, and VipR's taking advantage of that off stage. Oh, I was expecting to deal like ground pound, but Cosolix makes it back, and a falling satyr. Oh, side sigs, and that's cool. There's a lot of moves. Scarlet side sig in particular, you could use it aggressively, but also use it to reposition, right? So if he misses, just dips beneath the ground, and oh man, opening with the recovery. And the lance that he was looking for is not in his hands, but VipR, okay, went for that ground pound, but Cosolix was able to punish that. Oh man, the ground pound.
It's looking all right so far, man. Cosolix has been able to get a good chunk of stuff started here, but VipR has been able to fight back pretty convincingly. They're keeping it fairly even. I'm wondering who's going to get the first KO here. Cosolix has to kind of go for these hard reads we're seeing here, right? He goes for that kind of that end sig. He's thrown out side sig a little bit earlier on. Other than that, he has to go for like maybe a sidelight sayer, but that's not true. There's one dodge frame, so on land you can definitely get out of that if your dodges are on point. And you see he's looking for that stomp. He really wants the coach pitch, but VipR not giving it to him.
Yeah, not giving it to him, even though Cosolix is much more damage. Oh, that Sarah takes VipR so far to the right side of the stage. Uses the recovery early to manage to make it back. Oh, no, VipR, okay. Totally thought I didn't touch on that. Stomp. Man, so damaged and got the stomp beneath the stage so that, oh man, the neutral still doesn't KO. This first stock is going so long for both these players. And oh, what?
Yep.
Okay, ground pound charge from VipR, ready to hit him with the ground pound. And Cosolix just smacks him aside with the nair, and he's so damaged that it just kills on its own. I cannot believe it. Cosolix, Qatar Nair is coming close to being able to take out the stock.
Yeah, and that's the thing, right? It's kind of similar to guns where if you're using them to recover, you want to throw that neutral layer to cover yourself from above. But there you go, as you say, right? The neutral light coming up from the axe, and immediately looks like VipR's actually going to choose to stay with his good old trusty axe here and fight Cosolix unarmed. Cosolix throwing out a unarmed nair and picking up another rocket lance. We're going to see him get to work here as he tries to get a reset, almost catches VipR on the dodge, and here we go.
Nair, side light. Okay, there's that dodge window you mentioned earlier, but the neutral sig doesn't hit, but he's so many of these side light neutral airs just spinning with the lance to be able to burn him with the end of that tail, and now with that hammer toss. Just literally picked up the weapon to toss away the hammer so that the next weapon he gets is lance. There's weapon priming in Brawlhalla where every other weapon is going to be your other weapon. And so if you can pick up that hammer, toss it away, stick with the one that you're holding, and all you want to do is play with the lance, when he throws that away, which you might just do right here, oh man, down sig, steam goes flying, VipR stacked with Cosolix to avoid it. He'll be able to pick up a new one and continue doing the amount of damage that he's doing, but VipR's been returning it really well. Oh, that anti-air, just inches away from being able to smack Cosolix away with the down air, catches him going low, good read.
There we go, nice knife from Cosolix, catching him on the recovery option there with the down air, and now building a very small lead here, but VipR will be looking to take this stock as soon as possible. Cosolix looking for a side light, knows what his win condition is, wants to rack up that extra damage.
Yeah, Lance and Hammer typically aren't known for those crazy offstage gimps, unless you get like an amazing dodge read and go for several stairs. Man, Cosolix is getting hit by these X moves in the right place on Shipwreck. It is a very small stage. Finally, it takes him on the top. Blast Zone is quite enormous compared to something like Small Brawlhaven. So you could get hit pretty far away and still manage to recover as long as you can touch the small edge that Shipwreck has to offer.
Like the give and take, right? You get a huge stage within the small side, so you really have to make sure if you're going to get back that you're getting it. Meanwhile, Cosolix here does now have the hammer in hand. Actually, gets a little bit of string here. I like that pickup with the down air to extend a little bit further, but VipR fighting back.
Oh man, and after the recovery hit, dodging in place to avoid the properties of that down air, or down light from Cosolix, and he recovers just barely to the edge. Ooh, okay, good little stomp sire. Side stick doesn't hit, and then there has a perfect spike hitbox, but the weapon toss doesn't go far enough. Gets recovery into Cosolix, but if VipR gets hit by another stomp sire, he's going to be put into kill percentage. Just dodges out of the way. The recovery. The kill range is getting close for VipR, but Cosolix is already in it.
And I can imagine that for Cosolix here, you do not want that hammer in hand in that last stock scenario. Definitely was probably wishing that he had a Rocket Lance to kind of close that one out. You can tell he was kind of fishing a little bit. Maybe there's something that my opponent will whiff here and I can go ahead and get a stomp, maybe get a side air out there.
Right.
But VipR just not giving it to him. And Cosolix going to go down one game here, but of course we are in the top 12 now. Everything's best of 5.
Everything's best of 5. In fact, best of 5's been all throughout. I think it's all top 24. I said top 32 earlier, but I think it loses round 1 of top 32.
Okay,
best of 5. Everything else is surprised that we're going back to Shipwreck. When Cosolix was on Hammer, we were talking about how we think that he should be favoring the Lance, and a few of the things that was getting with Hammer, besides the downlight side air, which is the bread and butter for that weapon, he was going for a lot of side stigs off the side of the stage.
Right.
And then VipR was just completely avoiding them and hitting with nairs afterwards. It's looking a little bit better for Cosolix's Hammer so far, but damage has been even. Oh, and sidelight nair. He got the very tail end of that sidelight, so he wasn't able to get the perfect nair afterwards. Oh, but good dodge from VipR.
Oh man, I love the way VipR is kind of mixing up his options here after he goes for a neutral air. And Cosolix take him for a ride to the side of the stage here, tries to get the double steam explosion into the face of VipR. Will not find that second one and gives him another chance. And there we go, dodging out of the side light there. Again, one dodge frame. This time, VipR not getting away, but still surviving here. And beautiful edge guard coming out from Cosolix, securing that one, getting himself a little baby lead here.
I'm interested to see how Cosolix is going to work with the conditioning he's applying to VipR, right? Because those, there it is, sidelight down air, right? We've been seeing so many of these sidelight side airs dodged out of the way that if Cosolix starts mixing up the move that he uses after the sidelight connects, VipR could find himself taking a lot more damage than what he's been taking. And Cosolix is also mixing up the moves that he's using. Neutral Light was able to connect with them, that 3-point hit, but Cosolix, ground pounding. I wasn't sure if the recovery was gone.
Yeah, I think what happened was maybe he was trying to fast fall, then recover, like he wanted to go
That's
low
possible.
a little bit, and then I think he just ended up just self-destructing. But, you know, he actually did have a pretty decent lead. Look at that, even with the read with the recovery there. So not going to let that shake him up too much. He is down a game, though, so can't make too many more mistakes like that.
Oh, and the ground pound works this time. Last time we saw him go for that, he ended up being a little bit too far to the right. Ground pound and Shipwreck falls, but that time got the right edge where, yes, you get the impact, but then it's also off stage, and an amazing 3-piece string into Neutral Light. Oh, recovery just waits long enough, and the weapon toss, is that going to be it for VipR? He doesn't get hit. That's it. Amazing play. It's a weird situation off stage where your recovery resources are dependent on whether or not you can hit your opponent off stage. If you connected with that down air on Axe, he would have gotten that chase dodge enabled to go directly upwards to be able to touch the stage. But because Cosolix was like, oh wait, I just have to not get hit, and he'll fall, because he did that, he was able to take that game with a 2-stock very quickly.
Now, I will say for Cosolix there, he was kind of threading the needle there. I swear the down air hitbox was this close to connecting with Cosolix, but somehow was able to kind of, maybe it's his slender physique, just kind of weave his way through.
Just being able to get through, like what is that portion of the axe? It's near, I can't think of any words for the axe part.
like the hilt or like
yeah, every axe skin's a little bit different, but you know how like an axe kind of like curves outwards a little bit?
Right.
There's like that little gap between where the shaft of the axe is and the actual blade. Went right through there, that little circle. I have no idea. Cosolix dodged it.
Yeah.
Now we're going to be going into game number 3. I don't know if we're going to be going back to Shipwreck Falls. I'd be surprised because the adjustments that Cosolix made worked really well for him. Having VipR off stage ended up being really much to his benefit, and VipR bans it up because of it. There was a lot less hammer play from Cosolix, a lot less side stakes where VipR was able to hit him with the spiking properties of the Guitar Nair, and it looked much better for him. So they have much more ground to play with. Still a large blast zone, but more walls here on Mammoth Fortress and the platform to potentially mix up some combos as VipR already opened up strong with the bread and butter sidelight Nair. Ooh, he's just keeping Cosolix in the air. So many neutral airs connecting, smacking with the axe.
Look how much damage he took before he even got a weapon. Wow, that almost connected Cosolix with the weapon toss to save himself, but Jesus.
The side signal takes him off from the other side of the stage, and Cosolix gets him out neutrally, and it actually, whoa, that was crazy.
It dropped out. Cosolix getting a lucky break there.
Cosolix picks up the lance finally, maybe a little bit too late, because VipR's about to take out the stock, and that means the next weapon he's going to pick up is the hammer. Oh, a good little nair. VipR was trying to He really likes to go for these pivot. Wait, is that it for VipR stock? Weapon toss, definitely it. Wow, Cosolix just knocked around for an entire minute and still comes out on top.
And that's the thing I want to point out here, Taza. In the first game, where Cosolix was really severely lacking was in his ability to kill his opponent off stage. Now this time around, he's been able to get, I believe, 3 confirmed edge guard attempts on a VipR here. And if this keeps being a trend, Cosolix will definitely find himself having a much easier time in this game 3. VipR, he's to kind of mix up his way. He wants to get back to the stage a little bit if he doesn't want to see himself exiting a little bit early.
Yeah, I completely agree. There's a lot of times where VipR is recovering high, and then it's like Cosolix is reading the mix-up where he decides to go low and hits him with the steam gun from the down signature of his lance, and that has been getting him so many early KOs. Oh, they're opening up the hammer here, and VipR's fighting back a little bit. I like the weapon toss afterwards and dodges out of the way of the side stick, and this is that area of play that I feel like Cosolix has to be careful for, because every time that he goes for that hammer edge guard that we talked about, the previous thing in game 1 that didn't work out too well, VipR starts to crawl back with a little bit of a lead.
Yeah, and it's weird too, because you would think for something like that, you try again. You know, you don't want to give up. In the same vein, like, it has yet to connect. So you have to wonder a little bit, like, man, is this still what I want to go for? Now he has another edge guard scenario.
Oh! And right there, as we're asking for it, slide charge, pivot down, so gives him the roll around and sends him off the right side of the stage. And that's the kind of mix-up that we want, because I think you and I and VipR were all conditioned where he's like, he's going to side stick
100%.
again. Like, I was just waiting for it.
Gave him the little ring around the rosy, showed him what's
up.
Oh,
and it works
here
this
we
time.
Go. See?
Oh my God,
Cosolix.
Is he going to get another? Oh.
One more time for the fans, and the ring around the rosy, back to back to back. Cosolix securing himself a lead for the first time in the set, going up 2-1.
He fooled us all. He was side sticking and missing that entire time just to be able to do that. I swear, because we were talking about the hammer, and now a successful side stick connection into 2 consecutive down signatures. VipR being forced to recover in the exact same way, and the precision from the slide charge coming out from Cosolix really being able to put on the hurt on Mammoth Fortress. Game number 4 is coming up.
Already starting off pretty strong for Cosolix, throwing out that neutral light with the lance, which did get a nice little buff. It's a little faster, you know, not as active, but definitely much more useful as a poking tool. Then throw that out a lot more here. And a nice read from Cosolix as well with the side signature to punish VipR and get some extra damage.
Picks up the hammer and actually uses it to his benefit by giving a weapon toss and a re-pick up of the lance for the neutral light. That 3-hit move being able to tack on a ton of damage to VipR. Stares him off the stage, but the down stick goes a little bit low. VipR back to recovering high, and Cosolix not punishing it.
Man, I want to see what VipR's able to do here to fight back. Cosolix kind of has been giving him a little bit of a clapping off the stage here. It's going to be another scenario where he gets to go for the edge guard and goes just low enough where the steam doesn't hit him, or maybe Cosolix isn't in charge enough. But either way, VipR needs to find a little bit of a KO right about now. I want to see what his kill option is going to be, because Cosolix keeps juggling him.
Yeah, those nairs are juggling him, similar to how VipR was able to start off with the neutral airs on the axe in the previous game, but Cosolix can't even make it back. Didn't have the resources, had to dodge all the way with weapon toss a little bit too early. And now VipR's up a stock in a lead for the first time in a while, because even though he's been taking monumental leads, Cosolix has usually been taking the stocks first.
That's the thing, you know, you can get up all the damage, but if you cannot confirm the KO, then does it really matter? Now granted, VipR in a very good position here, already has Cosolix approaching the red here, has him in the dark orange, looking to get even more damage. We're going to reset to neutral.
Oh, Cosolix isn't catching VipR on the way up. VipR was using that platform pretty well. Lots of dash back and forth, just waiting for an opportunity. VipR goes off stage with the down stick, swats him aside, but the Katars go through as Cosolix dodges. Perfect weapon spawn. Picks up the axe. Oh, but the sider sends him flying. Cosolix taking a great amount of damage as we're even up the stocks 2-2. But VipR's looking much better in this game. Oh no, but Cosolix with that opening, still continuing with it. Neutral sig punished by VipR. Great recovery.
You know, I was talking to Cosolix a little bit earlier today, and we were saying how that side light down air into the neutral light, it's not true combo. The first part is, but then, oh, wait, you might get a kill here. Oh, no, just lets him squeeze in. Cut the corner of the stage with that.
Yeah, the part of me was worrying. I was like, okay, is he going to go underneath the stage and just fall? But that was great precision from Cosolix aiming the lance recovery, charging it just right.
And that's the thing, too, man. That lance recovery is so vulnerable.
Man, he has been finding so many of these, like, nair delayed nairs. And oh, what?
Look at VipR. He's taken aback. Hands flying in the air like a roller coaster. Did not expect that one to hit him at all. Cosolix looking maybe 2 years into the future with that read.
Cosolix is still the same amount of damage that he had at the start of the stock. Oh!
Forget about Cosolix. He's going to be seeing himself out stage left.
VipR very well playing around that platform, holding there, and Cosolix just approaching with him. He took a little bit of damage, but that's much better than what I was expecting because of how Cosolix was able to perform that last stock. Now evened up, and VipR has to worry about this match because if he... Oh, man! Oh, VipR! 3, 4, 5!
Baby!
Oh, he can't... It's still going!
Oh my God! It's the first game of the day, Taza.
It's the first game of the day.
First set.
I can't. I couldn't even keep count of all the nairs that he hit. The weapon tosses didn't even help him.
Dude, it's like the count from Sesame Street. It's like 1 neutral air, 2 neutral air, 3.
And then eventually just... Oh, man. Okay. That ground pound does
please tell me you got the replay for this one. Oh, man. That was crispy. Well, here we go. Sounds like they're loading up into game 5 here, so we'll save it for later, ladies and gents.
Oh, Miami Dome for game number 5. Completely different battle arena for everything else. And Cosolix, VipR! Wait, did he go too far? Cosolix can make it back. Okay, good. VipR cleverly held on to everything. He was just like, all right, my dodge is gone. I'm going to take all this damage. It's not going to KO me. And if you use those jumps or any of those recoveries while getting hit, they're just gone. So he waited to the last second to be able to make it back, and Cosolix followed him afterwards, but that was looking really scary. But now returning with that ground pound finisher off that string.
Yeah, it's always scary. When you're in a scenario like that, you're telling yourself, don't jump, don't jump, don't jump. But VipR was a man who likes playing with fire. At the very last tail end of that string, he did decide to jump, and Cosolix ended up missing the final Sair, I believe. So managed to guess right. It's kind of like a 50-50. Will he jump, will he not? Will he fastball? Nobody knows.
That Sair caught Cosolix as he was jumping back. VipR gets the ground pound. All right, game 5. VipR in a significant lead. Cosolix 2 stocks away from potentially being knocked out. And VipR is keeping Cosolix unarmed. Weapon spawns, it should be the lance, it is. He could always, it's so much fun to pay attention to how Cosolix primes the lance at any point in time that he can.
You know, it's crazy how he's able to find success in doing every matchup with that weapon. Some more favorable, some not, but Cosolix doing all right now, needs to find that KO somehow, because, I mean, I imagine that must be a super momentum killer. He had a very hefty lead on VipR at the end of that last game, and then suddenly...
Can you get it again? No. Good. VipR recovering up towards the top. I've noticed that when VipR recovers high, it's been working from the most out of everything else. Cosolix hasn't been opting for a neutral sig edge guard. It's been either down sig, side sig. One of the two.
And he's a brave man, too. He went for the exhaustive recovery for that one as well. You don't see that very, very often by players.
Ooh. Recovers back to the stage, and he stares him. But the down sig dodges right through, but the downer doesn't hit as Cosolix returns with a dodge of his own. Neutral sig doesn't catch Cosolix going off stage, and now his dodge is gone for 3 seconds. Gravity cancel was used, but that down air hits him right back. And VipR, as long as he keeps going high, he can avoid the burning steam that Cosolix can bring out of that weapon. Toss the axe up. Neutral sig. No. Downlight recovery. VipR takes Cosolix off the top 3 stocks to 1. Cosolix on his tournament stock, and he has to make it all happen here.
I will say today, we were talking a little bit earlier, it was me, Cosolix, and Wrench. And Wrench did say, you can't get cocky at the mid-season championship.
Absolutely not.
Sitting right here, you're thinking about, oh, I want to play LDZ. You got to get through VipR first, and that's a good start from Cosolix, finally landing that side signature, but still has 2 stocks to burn through here. And this is a good start again. The side light down there.
It keeps going. Oh, tries to reverse with that side air, knowing that VipR is going high. Oh, the side air comes out and he goes for the downer. VipR just has to come back to the stage. Can't return with the downer. He still has a touch. He's low and jumps. And
oh my God, Cosolix!
Making this comeback happen. 0 to death.
Talk to him, Cosolix.
Right to left to right again. Brought him all around Miami Dome and down to his death. 1 stock each for both of these players, and Cosolix still has the lance, and he's taking it around with him. If he can find that side light, down, air, neutral light that he's been getting on VipR, that is an easy white to yellow. You see him trying to pick it up, but okay.
Uh-oh, here we go.
Side air and a neutral
light.
He
got the read.
He's going for the read again. No. VipR ducks down, avoids that side light, and VipR tosses the guitars away. Cosolix still staying in the lance. Might have to prime a new lance pretty soon, because if he keeps taking damage, he could get himself disarmed pretty soon.
Oh my God, dodged right above the neutral sig, the anti-air. Perfect option.
Side air hits him far.
Cosolix going even better here. The neutral air trying to get the juggle. Needs to be careful. 1 meaty hit from VipR.
Oh, the down sig hit.
He got us some resources.
Okay. VipR waits out patiently for the charge to end. He didn't go for that weapon. If Cosolix gets hit by another neutral air, it's so close. I'm worried for this lance. He tosses it down. He goes for a weapon toss combo. The side air puts him off stage. Can Cosolix do it? He tosses both weapons off. Does he go for the ground pound down? Anything? No. They're both unarmed, just waiting for a weapon to spawn, and the lance is picked up. There. Okay, Cosolix can't. He can't go over the Sair. Hits it.
Cosolix makes the comeback. VipR in shambles. His head immediately going down. Look at that pop off from Cosolix, charging up like the Super Saiyan he was in that last game. What a comeback.
Cosolix made the reverse 3 stock against VipR on Miami Dome in game number 5 with an amazing 0 to death in stock 2. That's probably the best string of events from Lance that I think I've ever seen against any player in tournament. And here's the mid-seasonal championship in the first game. You would imagine that this was like going into top 3. You imagine this was with winners finals with the way that these players were playing, and that's just top 12. That is the caliber of Brawlhalla players that we have here at Daytona. Wow, what a game. What a set to open up the morning.
Cosolix has woken up. If he was not awake before, he is definitely awake now.